Hello, welcome to the Curious Crow podcast with myself, Marty Willigan.
And me, Chris Borden.
Thank you so much for joining us for episode number 6. I feel like it's a milestone of some proportion, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. I mean, you know, because we started doing this just over a month ago. Yeah, a month and 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And it's nice because obviously, because originally I didn't have any idea whether it was going to be a constant thing, whether we were going to constantly be doing it. I'm glad we are. Don't get me wrong. But yeah, it's just nice.
We are. Coming up in today's program. Why do I say that every week? It's
every single week.
It's the radio in me, isn't it?
It is the radio in me.
On today's program,
an interesting misprint
that spells penis. So we're going to be talking about Adobe Audition, Adobe CC, because that's what we used. Well, actually, we've been using Audacity, but I've been using an old copy of Audition. I used to have CS6. We'll talk about that later. Chris has had a go at Overwatch on the PC.
I have.
We have nostalgia for Call of Duty Black Ops 2, and we'll talk about that. Chris is going to be talking to us about his first episode challenge. Chris?
Yes.
We're going to be talking about the BBC showing esports, Wolfenstein 2, and Fort Park Fright Night, as well as a little bit of chat about Overwatch, because I played it a little bit. Chris plays it on the PC, so we're going to talk about that a bit later. Funhouse, one of our favourite YouTube channels. We're going to be talking about that. Adam West. We're going to be talking about him as well. Every week we have a story like this.
We do, although this one's not. This one isn't recent. Well, it is recent, but it's not sad.
Yeah,
it's quite nice.
Yeah, there's Fox playing tribute to him. We're going to talk about that. And Mario Kart, I've been playing that. Also, still to come, porn whilst driving, and Turtle or Rabbit. They're both naughty, dirty stories.
Oh, so dirty.
And the reason I picked those is twofold. One, it's kind of funny, and two, I also use the same source for radio programs that I do, and I know damn sure that I can't read those two on the radio.
Yeah,
but I can do them on here. So first of all, let's talk about. We're going to be talking about quite a bit of Overwatch. Let's cram all the Overwatch stuff into this first part. And if you don't like Overwatch, you can skip ahead, and we'll talk about other stuff.
Exactly.
Doomfist is out now on everything.
Yes, he is.
PC, Xbox One, PS4. I really need Overwatch to come to the Switch. The Switch can do it.
Oh yeah, I'm sure it can. It can do Skyrim and stuff, can't it?
Yeah, I've seen it run on piece of crap PCs.
Yeah.
One particular example was funny. We were watching earlier. A guy called Low Spec Gamer has cranked it down to its bare.
Oh, it was horrendous.
Minimum.
The characters didn't even the animal characters they didn't look like animals, and the human characters didn't look like humans. It was quite horrible.
Look like Winston, did he?
No, he did not. And D.Va was very terrifying.
D.Va was terrifying. We might link to that actually. We'll put a link to that in the description. Doomfist is out. I've played as him a little bit.
Yeah.
You played as him a little bit.
Yes.
Thoughts? I think he's. I don't actually think he's OP.
I don't either, because he seems to die very quickly, which is surprising considering his, supposed strength.
Yeah, he's not a tank character.
He's not, is he? Because he's an assault character.
Yeah,
right?
So he's not a tank at all.
No.
So I guess that kind of makes sense. But with the shape and size of him, you kind of expect him to have tank attributes. But I guess they had to build in a weakness because his ult is good, his L1 and R1s are good. All of his abilities are good.
Yeah, I think because he almost works as opposition. If he had been a tank or a defending character, he would have worked in opposition against Reinhardt, I think.
Yeah.
Because he is that kind of character. He is that. Obviously, he's got the leaping forward with a punch, which is quite effective. Which is the same as Reinhardt charging forwards and tackling someone. It's odd because obviously when I first went on to Overwatch today, I expected him to be in the tank section, and he wasn't. I was very surprised.
Yeah, no, he's right at the front.
He is,
right at the front, very top, very, very lefty. But I think to form a proper opinion of him, I need to play as him a bit more.
Definitely.
But I like it.
I like it.
I played Overwatch last night on the PS4.
Yeah.
Had some massive cluster going on with PS Plus. I put PS Plus on Prime Day and it didn't go on my account for some reason. So I called up Amazon to deal with that. I was playing on the PS4 last night as D.Va. I was kicking ass.
Really?
Yeah, and don't get me wrong, I'm all right at Overwatch.
Yeah,
I'm pretty good. But I was on fire yesterday, and I hadn't played it in months. So I don't know if they've made it a little easier or something. I don't know. Maybe I'm just maybe I'm just good at it. Full stop.
Who knows, mate?
Who knows? Yeah, and you played it on the PC for the first time because I bought it on the PC when it was on sale.
I did, yes.
What do you think of it?
I like it, all things considered, because I think it's fair to say, and it's fair to get this point out, that I am not a PC gamer.
No.
I haven't played
Nor
any...
am I.
No. Well, this is the thing. I've not played a proper game on a PC like that in God knows how many years. And so, obviously, I'm incredibly rusty, and I've never been particularly good with mouse and keyboard when it comes to games.
That's why I have a controller.
Exactly. And so, going on to Overwatch today, the sheer skill level increase between people who play on consoles and people who play on PC is very vast.
Yeah, that's the first thing I noticed.
The impression because we've talked about this before, not on the podcast, but just as us as people, where
we are friends outside this.
Yeah, we
you
are.
might be able to tell.
Yeah, we are. But yeah, it's a case of, I've said it before, that it seems that console players, especially the PS4 players, almost don't take it as seriously as Xbox and PC gamers.
Well,
or maybe it was the other way around. I can't actually remember.
When we did No Mercy, I did quite a bit of testing.
Yeah.
With both, and I even had it running briefly on the PC as like a third backup.
Yeah, of course.
I can tell you that the PS4, getting into a game on the PS4 is fast. There's a lot of PS4 players. And it has to be said, the Xbox people, they tend to, in my opinion, not be as hot.
Well, okay, mate, I think I got that wrong.
In my mind, the league table goes PC, PS4, Xbox One. That's the league table there.
If we're talking about, if you're talking about in terms of like skill level, then yeah. But what I was talking about was the amount of people who take it seriously, because I obviously got it around the wrong way. But I honestly do think like Xbox One players and stuff, they sit there and they want to win. Of course you do, because otherwise you're not going to be playing the game.
Everyone likes to win.
But you're sat there and you go, do you know what? I think they're more about just having a laugh with it. And yeah, I personally think that's fairly true. Right. Obviously, there's still the competitive edge and everything.
Yeah.
But then you go on to the PS4, people take it a little bit more seriously. They want to win. They want to feel good about it at the end, which is fine.
Just because you've got the volume platform, isn't it? You know?
And then you've got the PC gamers, the master race.
The master race.
And they
really care.
They really, really care. And it's not a bad thing. However, if you're not a regular PC gamer like myself, it hurts. It hurts the soul, because you're sat there going, why do I keep dying so much? Oh yes, I'm not as good as everyone else.
Right.
And I had a tear roll down my face earlier as Mercy got smashed into a wall.
It's always sad to watch that happen.
Very, very sad. And I just felt my soul, what's left of my soul leave my body.
Fair enough. But yeah, so Overwatch, still love it. I still love it.
Yeah.
I still do.
Do you know what? It seems it's almost every other couple of weeks that we have a Overwatch story going on.
We talk about it. Yeah,
is it?
That's because we like it.
Exactly.
I think try and avoid that. Talking about it all the time. So let's move on.
Yes.
Chris, you brought this up earlier, and I brought it up as well. Speaking of which, PS3 is next to you. Can you turn it on so the controllers charge, please?
Yes, I can.
So basically, Chris and I were talking... He's having to stretch a little bit. Did you see the little beep there? Maybe you did. Yeah. Cool. So
I heard the beep.
That's going to start up. The PS3 is incidentally, whilst we're here, completely. This isn't on the running order. It's going in the cupboard. It's being retired from the top dog position.
Oh dear.
Of number one. It's being retired. It's being put back in. It's going to be put in the cupboard.
What's taking its place?
Nothing. What's happened is, I've been keeping an eye on it for a while. Basically, I was using the PS3 pretty much as my Blu-ray player.
Yes.
For a long time. It was pretty much my Blu-ray player, and that was it. And then PS4 has now had a proper Blu-ray remote released for it.
Oh.
So it's a case of, okay, it's time for the PS3 to go in the cupboard now and join its brethren. Put one, aesthetics, and two... You know, it's
convenience.
Remote now. Yeah, it's just a case of it's another thing there. And Chris, obviously, you can see it. You know that little shelf in that little bookshelf thing. That is my charging tablet.
Yeah, it's your station.
Yeah, it's where everything lives. I've got a laptop that lives in there as well, and they just sit on charge in there, nicely packed away and looked after. So, Yeah, it's time for the PS3 to go. Anyway,
Yes.
before we put it away, we're going to play Black Ops 2 Zombies because I also have the Nuketown map, which is wicked. And I don't know why we were talking about this, but we just really kind of missed those days in a way.
Yeah, obviously, that in comparison to some of the games that are currently being released and remastered, and obviously a couple of weeks ago we talked about the NES Mini. Is it
the SNES Mini?
The SNES Mini, that's
SNES,
the one coming
yeah.
out, and all the rest of it. And I suppose I was sat there a couple of days ago going, do you know what? I actually really fancy playing something that from when I was a teenager, when it first kind of came out.
Yeah.
I used to really enjoy it. So obviously I had a little root around in my box at home, and I went, Black Ops 2. Great game. Loved playing the online. I really enjoyed the story, even though you've never touched it.
And Black Ops 2?
No.
I've never, ever played the story mode in Black Ops 2.
And
I don't even care admitting that.
Well, that's the thing, because
I haven't played the story in Splatoon 2 either. I just don't care about it. I just I'm there for the multiplayer. And I know other people are different.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of people do care about single player, and I think it's nice to have. But with some of these games, I can deal with these games as a service.
Yes, of
That's
course.
just an aside for anyone thinking, well, this guy clearly doesn't know what he's talking about. No, for me, I don't really care about that. I'm there to shooty bang bang.
Well, this is the thing, isn't it? It's one of those big silly shooty games. We spoke about this earlier as well. How obviously the comparison between Battlefield and COD has been raging on for years. And do you know what? I think because we both said neither of us got on particularly well with Battlefield, but that's because obviously it's meant to be more realistic.
Yeah, it kind of is. And you were saying, you told me, because I didn't know this. This is maybe the reason why I sucked at it so bad, is that the bullets like drop.
Yeah, I think that's the thing. Obviously, from what I was told before, it's a case of people. Well, when it was developed, obviously they went, let's add in some weight. I don't know, because last time I played Battlefield was Battlefield 3.
Wow.
So a couple of games ago, and I went, yeah, okay, I like it, but the bullets don't go as far. And I think that was just me as an inexperienced gamer, to be honest with you. And a lot of people might turn around and go, well, you're pretty crap then, aren't you, if you can't get the weight bearing and everything. Like, yeah, I am.
Yeah, I just am. So deal with it.
I play games for enjoyment, not for sport.
That's a relief,
isn't it?
Because it's the same for me.
Yeah.
I'd be crap.
Exactly.
We're going to talk about esports in a bit, actually.
Indeed we are. But this is the thing, obviously, we got kind of, as I said to you, we talked about it the other day, didn't we? Going, we're going to come around, play a bit of Black Ops 2. Yeah,
I've
cool.
got a couple of Chicago Town pizzas.
Oh, yes.
But I think I bought the stuffed crust ones. They got like tomato-y stuffed crust.
I like that.
Do you?
Yeah.
You can have all my crust.
Fantastic.
I was hoping it'd be cheesy.
Is there any halloumi?
There is.
Lord in heaven above, what a win.
We always do halloumi, but I haven't got any garlic bread this time.
That's right, mate.
I got garlic. I've got butter. I could make garlic toast.
Yeah, could do.
Why not? That's not a terrible idea.
Anyway,
so we just had this massive wave of nostalgia for it, and we're going to play it.
Yeah, most definitely. I think it's because I played it the other day.
Gives us time to highlight the most annoying feature about the PS3.
Yeah,
can't charge it when it's not on.
Yeah,
you can't charge controllers. Rubbish.
Well, do you know what? This is the thing, mate. Because I was, after me thinking about it the other day, obviously I did put it into my Xbox.
Yeah,
and I started playing it. And do you know what's lovely?
Go on.
It's still busy as hell. It's not dead. It's not dying. That game is still going, and I think it will be for a fairly long time because do you know what? I went on there, and obviously it comes up with a thing. I don't know whether it just says it because the developers made it that way or whatever. When you're searching for a map for an online, or an online match,
yeah,
and it comes up with 40 to 50 potential games. Obviously, they must scan. It must scan anyone that's connected to the internet for that is playing the game at the time for a match. And the thing is I never came across the same player twice.
See, I think there's a reason for that. The reason why I'm proud of what we make in a way is because we don't. You don't have a PS4.
No.
You don't have an Xbox One. And you've got a PC that's about to get a massive upgrade. I'm getting Chris an early Christmas present. That's all I'm saying. It's a graphics card. Early Christmas present. Hopefully we'll be able to do some cool stuff with it.
Thank you, Daddy.
There's a chance you might actually need to upgrade your power supply.
Thank you, Daddy.
Because it's an older card and drinks a lot of power. But we'll cross that bridge. Hopefully that power supply provided is beefy enough for you.
Yeah, sure.
Anyway, so what was I saying? Oh yeah. So because we don't talk about the next gen stuff all the time, we do go back, and because I'm a retro collector as well. It's nice that we can talk about that, because what I think's happened is the Xbox 360 particularly has gone through this state of, and this is a bad thing in Black Ops 2's case. All right, well, fine. I've got the new Xbox One, so my son can have the 360.
Yeah.
And he can play it in his room. Or my cousin's not got so much money, he can have the 360 now. And you know what, I think that's really nice, because it means it's still alive. And the 360, you've got to remember, so the 360 was so prevalent.
Yeah.
Everybody had one. Even I, who I've been hardcore PlayStation for years before that. I never had an Xbox, never wanted an Xbox. I was always a bit of a fanboy. Even I caved and got one, and then when I got one, it sort of clicked. And also, because none of my friends are playing on the PS3, I learnt the power of the Xbox multiplayer. And Xbox Live on the 360, let's not kind of shit on it. It was good.
Oh yeah, of course it was.
Really good. So yeah, I think that's why we talk about it. I think that's why there's so many players, because they've gone, all right, well, little bro, I'm not going to use this 360 more. By the way, there are some really cool variants of the 360. You could get one that was Modern Warfare 3 one, the Gears of War one.
Halo.
I had a friend of mine, a guy called Josh. He actually sold his Gears of War one.
Oh, really?
And not to me. I said to him, I was like, whatever. Where'd you take it? CEX? And I was just like, oh,
what a crime.
Whatever they'd have given you, I'd have given you an extra tenner.
Yeah.
But no.
Mate,
I got a white one. A white slim, which is quite hard to come by, and Turkey used to have a Star Wars one, which when it broke, he didn't sell to me because I'd have got it fixed up. Anyway, but yeah, so we're going to play it after this podcast.
Nostalgia. Yeah.
We're going to play it after this podcast.
And that's well, do you know what? This is the thing. So obviously, nostalgia spreads to so many other things that aren't games. For us, it is games. For other people, it might be films, music.
Sweets get me as well.
Sweets, really.
Old sweets.
Well,
love
fair.
Old sweets.
But do you know what? That's the thing. Like, because what I do like about, you know, the old, I say old consoles. For me, Xbox 360. What I love about it is obviously the backwards compatibility for the next gen consoles. Now I love it.
What? Because Xbox One can play 360.
Yeah, because and I just like that, because obviously it makes you go, oh, that's nice. So really and truly, I don't actually have to get rid of all my games.
In fact, Black Ops 2 is probably backwards compatible.
It probably is.
So you probably also got a lot of people on the Xbox One playing.
Probably, and it wouldn't surprise me.
That's something that Sony haven't done, and I understand it with Sony, because the PS3 is so radically different from the PS4.
Oh god, yeah.
Whereas at least the Xbox 360, there's kind of a line there.
Yeah.
They have similarities, whereas the PS3 and PS3 and PS4 are different animals entirely. PS3 is still a very powerful piece of kit.
Very much so.
Still got lots of power in it.
Although,
anyway,
well, I was just going to say very quickly. You know, it's I don't know. Like, obviously, next gen consoles are kind of like the sequels, and obviously, a lot of people say, you know, sequels are never as good as the originals. But take, for instance, the first Wolfenstein, which is very, very good.
We're going to talk about it in a minute, actually.
It was very, very good.
Yeah.
Very enjoyable.
Speaking of the first Wolfenstein, because Chris segued us nicely there and I kind of bulldozed it. Wolfenstein
As
2.
per the norm.
No, just oblivious, mate. Wolfenstein 2. IGN have talked about it, saying there's no two ways about it. Wolfenstein 2, the new Colossus, is awesome. Having played it a couple of missions, it's clear that Games Machine have taken all that was brilliant about the first two entries, turned it up to 11, and given everything a new lick of paint. That's a review by Jordan King on Trusted Reviews. On IGN as well, Dan Stapleton, he said, on the demo I played on the PC version, Wolfenstein 2, the new Colossus brings back the challenging unadulterated shooter action of Wolfenstein in a great looking follow-up to Machine Games' reboot. To be clear, there isn't a ton that's radically different about it mechanically. And then he goes on to talk about that. So I'm excited for this game, because the first one was one of those games where I think you were probably saying wasn't really interested in it.
The first one, I kind of was.
But to begin with, I was just like, nah, I'm really interested in this. And then I saw a review online. I was just like, oh, I am a little curious. And then I was like, okay, well, let's buy it. And then I just got hooked. And that's why I got the Doom that came out last year.
Really?
Because it's the same people. You know, it's id Software. that was good too. So I'm really excited for Wolfenstein 2. The Old Blood I do have,
Yeah.
but I haven't played it very much.
No,
It's not as good.
I haven't played it. I haven't had the chance.
It's not as good. Because it's a prequel, you know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
And for Wolfenstein 1, for a game that was kind of, shooting Nazis, it actually had a relatively deep story.
Really?
It had, a relatively glib outlook on things.
Yeah.
And it was kind of gritty, and it was something we hadn't seen because of the alternate reality thing. You played it on PS3, didn't you?
Yeah, I played it. Yeah, I played it around here on PlayStation 4.
4. I thought you had it on PS3.
No, I have it on Xbox 360.
Oh,
Because
right,
I bought
okay.
it after playing it here because I never got to the end
Yeah.
while I was here. However, see, this is the thing. The reason I bought it is because, yet again, bang, bang, shooty, shooty. And that's what I liked. I liked the variants on the weapons and the way it all worked.
Yeah, and the way it built up on everything you'd done before.
I would personally have to disagree with you on the deep storyline.
Well, you thought it was fairly...
I thought it was fairly straightforward.
When I say deep storyline, I mean deep storyline for a game where you go around shooting Nazis.
Yeah,
that's what I mean.
I can appreciate that and stuff, but I still disagree.
Okay.
But that's again, like everything in this podcast, most of it is just our opinion.
Yes.
And that's just it, isn't it? I mean, it's for me. It wasn't so much a story. It's a bit like, to be fair, if they. I'd probably go multiplayer on Wolfenstein and not really bother with the campaign. I enjoyed the campaign, but it wasn't something that hooked me. Whereas you enjoyed the campaign.
I really did. I didn't even touch the online component.
Exactly.
Oddly. But the thing about it for me was, considering it's a game where you shoot Nazis.
Yeah.
For me, it had more going on. I do think it's silly. And stupid and dumb, but that's it. But I'm very excited for the second one. What do you think? Are you
I'm looking forward to
it.
Yeah, I'm excited for it.
Is it a pre-purchase for you?
Definitely not, because there's no point because I don't have a platform I can play it on yet.
PS4. No, PC might be. You might be able to run it on the PC. When you have your new card.
Ooh.
We'll have to see when it comes out. I would say don't pre-purchase it.
No, I'm not
Wait
going
till it
to.
comes out and then type in the name of your graphics card. Do like Wolfenstein 2 in YouTube, and someone will say, it can play whatever frames, because you want it to be like you want it to be like at least a 30 frame experience.
I would like it to be smooth. Yeah. That was the objective for me.
24, 30 frames, whatever. That's
Exactly.
fine. But yeah, lots of people are saying good things about it, and that is making me happy.
Same.
I'm looking forward to it, very much so. Very much looking forward to it. So yeah, we'll put the links to those articles I've referenced in the video description on YouTube, or on the description in SoundCloud. On that, by the way, we are now doing our rolling system where you'll be able to listen to the current episode and the last two.
Cool.
And that'll be on our Apple Podcast app. For a archive, go to the Curious Crow YouTube channel. We need to write an outro, I think.
Yeah.
Maybe we should do that next time. Write an outro. Chris, you want to talk about, because we have a running order with colour-coded running order. You want to talk about Thorpe Park.
Yes.
Go on, man.
Well, obviously, I'm assuming that everyone who listens to it knows what Thorpe Park is, but if you don't, here is a very, very basic outlay of it.
Maybe for our American listeners.
Exactly. Thorpe Park is a huge amusement park with multiple rides, themes, food outlets, all these different kind of things. You go there and it's just an incredible day out. You have always managed to have a good laugh at
really
Thorpe
good
Park.
Coasters as well.
A fantastic coaster, especially
Stealth.
if you like stealth.
Colossus.
Oh god,
I love Colossus. Colossus, sorry to interrupt, Colossus is the first roller coaster that I went on that had a loop-de-loop, which is funny when you consider at the time it held the Guinness World Record for the most loops in a single coaster.
That's pretty impressive.
Seriously, what kind of fool I am.
Yes, yeah, for fool.
Still
fool is the nice
Still
way.
love it. I can actually see Colossus and Stealth on my drive into work.
That's nice.
Yeah, that's nice.
But yeah, no. So Thorpe Park, every year for the last God knows how many years now. I couldn't actually tell you. Maybe 6, 7, 8, something like that. I'm not sure. Or
been
more.
a long time.
They hold at Halloween a Fright Night, and if you don't know what Fright Night is, it is a scare attraction where you go in and there are multiple different mazes here, there, and everywhere. With different themes. So I think they've got one that's infected, so zombie type characters. They have some which is like the big high tops, high top circus attractions, ghosts, all that kind of stuff.
Scary shit.
Yeah, all the kind of stuff that is meant to make you kind of jump out your skin. And obviously, they hire a lot of actors and stuff. I think this year is 150 actors they're hiring.
Wow.
For across the park.
That's a lot of peeps.
It is. And obviously, I went and had my audition there yesterday, which, well, when this is brought out, Sunday just gone, so the 30th. And do you know what? They've said to us, if there's anyone else who'd be interested in auditioning and, doing it, go and apply, because they're always looking for people, and
right, yeah,
you might as well, because you get to do a load of training stuff with them, which is really fun. It's not like being sat in the theatre waiting for your turn to go on stage. You are constantly doing stuff. You are constantly running around and making yourself out of breath. And the likelihood is that you're probably doing it from about 8 in the morning till God knows when at night, which is great. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
It's a real good opportunity as well. So, and other people there are really nice and friendly, and you can have a laugh with them and everything. And it's just good.
Yeah.
It's just nice to do something like that. So if you're into your scare acting or just being scared in general, check it out. Go to Thorpe Park just type it into Google.
It's October sometime, isn't it?
Yeah, end of October.
Throughout October.
Not throughout. I don't think it's throughout. I think it's maybe the last 2 weeks of October.
Let's find out. I've got Google.
Yeah,
exactly.
But if you go onto Google and type in Thorpe Park Fright Night, it gives you all the details there. My sister went last year with a group of her friends, I think.
Yeah.
And she said she really enjoyed it, but then of course the old adage of you get all the people that go, it's terrifying, it's I'm so scared, and then you get the people who just kind of stand there and go, yeah, it's not scary, and kind of laugh and heckle the actors and stuff. And to be fair, to the credit of the actors from years before, they've done so well not to just react to it. They just turn around and go, okay, in their heads they go, okay, they're not scared, so I'm just going to move on. And they move on, and they carry on and get someone who is scared.
They know what to do.
But you know what? I think that's the real shame about those kind of things, is the fact that some people go along just to be difficult.
Yeah.
It's like, can you not? These people are trying to do a job.
Some people are just assholes.
Exactly, some people want to go because they want to enjoy themselves and do something like that.
I'm just trying to find out when this thing is, mate, to be honest with you.
The details probably won't be up just yet.
Yeah,
because obviously it's still in the casting stages yet, mate.
It's definitely in October sometime, though.
Yes, it is at the end of October, and I think it's a week, the last week of October, maybe the first week of November, I think. So,
right,
there you are. But it's a real cool opportunity. Merlin Entertainment, the company who run it, for Thorpe Park, and they're brilliant. They are fantastic people, because they also do London Dungeons.
Okay, so from what I understand, they are doing it throughout October. So they do it.
Yeah, it's the weekends, isn't it?
They do it on the weekends
and
in
Fridays.
October. Weekend and Fridays in October, and then the last full week of October they do it every night. There you go. That's cool.
As I said, it's real cool. I mean, that's the thing. Even if I don't get cast, I think it'd be quite nice to go along. And maybe if we spoke to them really nicely, we could do a podcast there.
I'm hoping you get cast, because then I'll get free tickets.
Maybe. Depends.
Could be nice to me, kiddo. Just bought you your early Christmas present.
Yes, mate, I will if I get them, but there's no guarantee.
Yeah, you say that. Can we talk about the BBC?
Yeah, of course, mate.
I love the BBC. I do.
know you do.
I have no problem exclaiming my love for the BBC. Okay, I think it's great value. I think it's amazing. I'm really upset about what's happening to them at the moment. Make this clear. I have worked for the BBC before, but full disclaimer on my comments. I've worked for the BBC before in a very small way. I did some voiceover for them eons ago. Really nice people. And
Good.
they're under a lot of pressure.
Indeed they are.
And if you work at the BBC, I'm with you, bud. Stay strong, because people are pressurising them to whatever. But the BBC is to broadcast. This is from the BBC News website, so it reads a bit like a press release. The BBC is to broadcast a major esports tournament over the next 6 weeks. It will show the Gfinity Elite Series every weekend on BBC Three online.
Okay.
Some 160 gamers will compete in front of live crowds for a £225,000 prize. There are already places with large numbers of viewers to watch esports, but no one, analysts said the BBC's coverage would attract new viewers to the genre. This is badly written. But so one analyst said the BBC's coverage could attract new viewers to the genre.
You just can't read.
I just can't read. I feel like there's two things that we need to bear in mind here. Esports is a relatively new thing.
Yes.
And the BBC isn't. So I think the BBC doing esports lends legitimacy to the concept of esports, and I think the BBC doing esports lends legitimacy to the BBC. I think it's a very good, healthy two-way street. The BBC gets some coverage of esports, and they attract a younger audience. And older audiences who don't know about esports, or people who just don't know about it, get to see it on BBC Three
100%.
online. It'll be online, and I think that's wicked. The BBC have got in on that.
Although, just thinking, if this would be a yearly thing, because if it goes well, I will assume that it might become a yearly thing. Because,
the Gfinity series, I think, is yearly. Yeah,
exactly. Well, if that's the case, personally, I think we should get you and me should get a team together, and then next year go compete.
I think it's more complicated than that.
No, it's not more complicated than sport.
I think you have to take part in a league, and you have to play games.
Let's do that then.
I'd love to work on it.
I'd love to take part.
I'd love to do a podcast there.
It'd be cool, wouldn't it?
I'd love to do some media coverage there. Maybe we could arrange that.
That'd be cool.
I know some peeps. Maybe we could have a look.
Yeah, mate. But to be fair, because obviously we talked about esports before, and I said, it wouldn't be something I'd be really interested in watching. I'm actually going to retract that statement, because I watched something recently that was about esports, and I actually really enjoyed it. I think it was more watching the reactions of people taking part that I found interesting than watching the actual gameplay itself, personally.
I mean, I was about to say, I haven't done, not really been involved with esports, but I have actually worked on esports. It was a bit different. It was for an event where they were cycling, but they were cycling really, with real bicycles on machines, but they were sort of cycling in the virtual world. So it was virtual bike racing.
Okay.
And that's an esport. That's an esport in the best possible way, because it's actually, there is physical exertion.
Yes.
And there's an electronic element.
That's cool.
Isn't that cool?
That's pretty cool.
If I say I have never worked on esports, but that's not true. I have worked on esports. Very cool. I'm happy for that.
Martin is a happy bunny.
I am a happy bunny. And also, something else that's going to be big is Challenge Chris. That's going to be a big hit for us.
Yeah, let's hope so.
This is the one, Chris. This is the one that sends us up there with PewDiePie.
The PewDiePie.
This is the one.
Challenge Chris. Actually, a feature that you came up with, but I'm doing.
Yes, because I'm an asshole.
No, not in the slightest. I actually enjoy it.
This time, I've been quite nice.
You've actually been quite nice. But this is the thing. Obviously, it's been in the works for months, because when I was at uni, I didn't really have much of a chance to do it. And then one weekend, I managed to do it. Then I got mugged, and then I didn't do it for another week because the recording went all funky. So I had to re-record everything. And the fact that the sound obviously didn't work either, and everything just went wrong with the first recording, so I had to redo it. And this is the thing, obviously it is now edited, it is now done. In fact, it is probably rendered, sitting at home waiting for me to go and post it.
Nice.
Which is lovely, because it means I can then move on. But the basic concept...
So there's a good chance, actually, before this podcast is released, it'll be up.
Yeah, probably.
That's probably true. So you go check it out.
Cheers.
Just have a look at it.
Yeah, look at all our stuff, please, for the love of God.
Part of the ploy with this one is I haven't seen it.
No,
I haven't seen it. I won't see it until it's uploaded.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Normally we have a process where we sort of have like a double approval system.
Yes.
So if I make something for the channel, I go, Chris, I upload it to the YouTube channel, put it on private, and go, Chris, have a look at this. And he'll go, yeah. And both of us we've never turned anything down from each other.
No.
We've never gone, no, don't put that up.
Exactly. Yeah, it'd be a bit different if obviously you turned around and went, no, okay, that kind of stuff just doesn't work. But obviously we're trying many different things at the moment.
So there's a double approval process.
Yeah,
with
exactly.
this, it doesn't count.
No, it doesn't.
Because I can't see it. Because I'm probably going to do a video ripping the shit out of Chris probably at some point.
Probably very, very soon, I imagine.
Just, talking about his experience with it.
It's to be fair, it's quite funny, because I obviously when I play these games and stuff, I am sat there. and I'm going like, okay, I don't know what. Oh, now I know what it is. Fantastic. I'm gonna suck at this, and people are gonna laugh at me because, again, I play games, I enjoy games, but I'm pretty crap at them.
Can I tell you something funny?
Yeah,
I
go
thought, because obviously Chris has had trouble with this series. Sometimes these things aren't an easy birth.
No, they're not.
They take a while. Like the what video is it I did that was a difficult birth? The Gran Turismo concept video was a difficult birth. I found it really hard. It took me weeks to do. So I was expecting Chris to, because in my head it's simple. You just do this, and it works. But for Chris, it was obviously a bit more complicated, and something went wrong, and a couple of things went wrong, and he had trouble, and you were doing uni and personal life and all this sort of stuff, and what happened to you as well. All this stuff going on. So it happened a bit slower than I expected. So I actually sent Chris the next one. I posted it to him for him to then put it in his dad's car and bring it back, actually to the same town in which it came from.
Well, this is the thing, mate. Unfortunately, as was said,
I bought a book of stamps, you bastard.
Well, you can still send them to me if you want.
I'll just give them to you, mate.
Oh, okay. Well, here you go. It's got a stamp on it, though.
Wouldn't waste a stamp.
Oh, cheers. Anyway, no,
but they cost money, man. They're like, what,
I know.
20p a pop or something? You'd be surprised, actually. I've got them in my pocket, right, because I've had them in my wallet.
Yeah.
The amount of times someone's gone, I need a stamp. And I've gone, you know what?
I've
bloody got a stamp. Anyway, carry on.
It's the adult thing to do.
It's weird.
But yeah, so basically the basic concept for this feature is I get given or sent a game or get requested to play a game. Because there's a couple of people who've gone, can you play this? Because I think it would be really funny to watch you suffer.
Yeah.
And I'm going, I will go, yep, okay. And most of the time, I won't know what it is, especially if it's just given to me in a box or something. And I go, I don't know what it is. And then from there, I will unwrap it. There'll probably be a little video from Martin or a voiceover from Martin.
Yeah,
anyway.
If you think I'm not doing any work on this, that's a lie.
That's a lie. And I then get challenged to play it on the hardest difficulty possible. And the first one that is being released, that will be released probably before this podcast is.
Yeah.
It hurts. It hurt me to do it because it is a very old, clunky game. Ridiculously clunky. And
is it a secret what it is? It still is, isn't it?
Yeah, for now.
What I'll tell you is, it is a console launch title.
Exactly.
Which always means it's always a bit...
Yeah.
Like, if you've ever played Killzone Shadowfall for the PS4,
don't.
Good, but it's like not. It's a bit broken.
Yeah. Let's put it this way as well. Some of the physics in this game are just hilariously bad. They try. I think it's was the early days of ragdoll physics, if I'm honest.
So yeah, this game is a really interesting game, and we'll talk about it once the first episode's out.
Definitely.
Mate, I tell you, if you want I won't do a video. If you want my thoughts on Chris's gameplay, tune into the podcast next week, and I'll tell you what I thought about Chris's skills. Skills with a Z. So yeah, let's talk about stuff we've been playing. To be honest with you, there's not been much of a gap between this recording and the last one.
No, there hasn't been.
Tune in next week. There'll probably be a bigger gap.
Hopefully.
But I played Mario Kart 8. I've been playing Mario Kart 8 a lot because it just happened to be in my Switch. So I've been playing it at work and absolutely smashing the 150cc. But it's occurred to me, if you play the 200cc, you actually get all the trophies for all the ones below it.
Really?
So I might just have to start again playing 200.
Oh, mate, no, that's cheating. Come on.
No, it's not. I don't want to do the whole thing.
Oh, mate.
Because there's only so much Mario Kart one man can take on his own. The single player is great, but it's much more fun with pals, isn't it?
Of course it is. But
I played it with Frankie. She's surprisingly good at it. Shockingly good. And then I gave her Splatoon 2 and she was just lost. So,
really? Oh, okay.
Yeah, if you can hear that noise, by the way, hopefully you won't be able to, but if you can hear that noise, it's my landlords. They have an old school push-along lawnmower.
We have one of them at home.
Oh, it's noisy, but it's kind of cool. But it's not.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, we're playing Mario Kart 8. It's amazing on the Switch. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. It's amazing. I don't know what I can say about it that hasn't already been said, but I really love that game so much, and it has the power to make me very happy and piss me off within an instant.
Yeah.
So that's what I've been doing this week. Obviously, you're playing Overwatch as well. We've talked about that, so I'll save that. Chris, what have you been up to this week?
Well, this week I've been I've been watching videos and stuff more than anything else. One thing that isn't on the running order that I would like to quickly bring up.
Yeah, go on.
Old adverts.
Old adverts.
Some of them, because this is the thing. I obviously, when you watch TV and stuff these days, you kind of watch and you go, "Oh God, it's another advert." But I think back in the day, looking at some of the adverts that were out and about at the time were hilarious.
I don't think it used to be. What you're saying, what you're describing, I agree with you. I don't think it used to be that way. I think it never used to be all right.
Well, this is the thing, because there were three that kind of really stood out for me, that really made me giggle, or made me go, "Oh, I like that." First one was an old Marmite advert.
Okay.
And basically, they treated it, when like BBC Three or what have you, they've got all these animal rescue programs that they tend to follow a rescue service about, and they'll pick up dogs and stuff and nurse them back to health, etc.
That's sort of program you're talking about.
Well, they did that for Marmite. They were rehoming Marmite jars that were abused and things like that by being left in the back of cupboards too long. I'll just remember one of the scenes that were filmed. One of the quotation marks new blokes found a little baby Marmite jar and got very upset at the condition it was in, and it was very, very, very funny. And then it showed at the end of the advert a family coming to pick it up and rehome it and give it somewhere new to live, and then they had opened it up and had it on crumpets, kind of thing. It was very, very funny. I really enjoyed it.
Yes.
Just can you not?
I'm just fiddling with the running order live.
The second one.
If you're going to add stuff to the running order, so am I.
The second one for me was what's it called? It was a drink. It's a certain type of drink. No.
They always had good ads.
Some of the Iron Brew adverts are hilarious. Like there's one that where a man in a giant bird costume bursts in and goes, "Right, have some Iron Brew," and it's really funny.
I like the old tango ones as well.
Yeah, some of the tango ones were brilliant.
What beverage are you thinking of? Bovril?
No, it was a alcohol advert. Began with a B.
Boddington's?
No, it wasn't a beer. It was like a spirit. It's like you had with lemonade.
Being the B.
Yeah, Cinco
Bacardi?
or something. No, I can't remember.
Yes,
but basically, it had an old comedian on it. I can't remember his name either. But it was basically them sat on a plane, and they went, the air hostess gave the lady next to the comedian a drink, and she went, "Oh, thank you very much." He took one and went, "Oh yes," smacks the arm, and the chair goes back and she spills the drink all over, and he just looks at her and goes, "Put your head back, darling, don't blame you." And it's just very, very funny. It's old school humour, I'm quite partial to it, so I had a laugh. And then the third one, which really made me think of you and our friend Hannah.
Oh god.
It was an old Vauxhall Corsa advert.
Yeah.
It's called Hide and Go Seek.
Oh, Hide and Go Seek. I remember that ad. It was a great
It was
ad.
a very good advert. 2003.
Award-winning.
It was. Where they had, I think it said in the video, in the video description anyway, it had about 35 Vauxhall Corsas all in one place. And then they essentially drove about the city hiding their Corsas from one bloke in a Corsa who was counting. And it made me smile.
They played real hide and go seek with them.
Yeah, they actually did. And then what makes me laugh is the fact that behind the door of the car park where they were, just this little Corsa just pokes its nose out after the main one that's counting has gone. And it just made me smile because I thought, it makes me think of Martin and Hannah, because it's something that's something we do.
Honorary members of the Corsa Club as well.
Yeah, I'm
an honorary member. Hannah is just a member.
I'm not, because I don't drive. It's funny. I enjoy my pain.
I tell you, I'm an honorary member for 2 reasons. Well, 3 reasons actually. One, I did genuinely have a Corsa.
Yes.
And unfortunately, I went through the experience of binning it into a lamppost. The second reason I'm an honorary member is because I looked after Frankie's car when she went
Indeed.
away, and that's a little course I'm insured on it, and I drive it regularly. It's lovely. And the third reason I'm an honorary member of the Course Club is because I actually repaired one. We fully repaired one. It had
Fair
been
enough.
an accident. It was a car called Bubble, which was the
Yes.
sister of my car, if you like.
Yes.
My sister's old car as well, and it was involved in a crash, and we put it back together. And
Very
so
nice.
therefore, I have a bond with Courses.
Yeah, of course you do.
I think
That's
most
nice.
people in the UK are either a member of the Corsa Club, the Fiesta Club, or the Clio Club. Everyone's had one of those. It's like the equivalent of having an old Mini. Anyone my age, you've
Yeah.
probably had one of those at
Probably.
some point. Anyway, back to old ads.
Yeah. I just think honestly, adverts, the old adverts, circa 2010 actually. They were just funny,
They
and
were
they were
more of
so
a-
much more entertaining to watch, and it actually made me
Yeah.
go, actually, do you know what? I would like to buy that, because that advert made me laugh, and it was memorable.
They were more of an event.
Exactly.
Now adverts are like, they're either super mysterious, like dramatic, or they're like, buy this thing, it does this, have it.
Exactly, which is
There's
where the idea for adverts by us came in.
Yes, that's where adverts by us sort of came
It's
from.
very
Stood
funny.
in Tesco car park.
Yeah, it's
Chatting
still very
about-
funny.
Chatting about a load of old nonsense. There are more of those coming,
Yeah.
right?
Oh yeah, there are more.
Because
Plenty more of them.
Chris is the main force behind those.
Duh.
I'm going to start working on a new series soon.
Yes, you are.
But I haven't started yet because
Well,
I'm dreaming up some really clever lighting.
Do you
and
know what?
stuff to do.
We'll keep that in the bank for another time.
Yes, we'll keep that under wraps. But I'm working on something.
Oh yes.
I'm working on a few things actually, but we'll
Indeed, you are.
keep it quiet. You are as well, but we'll keep it
Oh
quiet.
yeah. Also on YouTube, I've been watching my personal favourite, because they are my favourite, Funhouse. If you don't know who Funhouse are, they're kind of the flip side of
Funhouse.
the coin of Achievement Hunter.
Funhouse are really cool. I like Funhouse.
And they're really funny boys. Well, I said boys, blokes. They're really funny. They play games, and they also got a couple other features where they've got a podcast a bit like ours and things like that. And they're just really
Dude
funny.
Soup.
Called Dude Soup.
I listen to it in the car.
It's brilliant. They're really, really funny lads. So if you haven't watched any of their content, go and watch, because they've pretty much got something for everyone. And yeah, they're just funny. I think that's the point, is that they are just funny. And I was going to say surprisingly good, but they're not. They're just good at games as well. I personally think they're just very good at games. There are some where they go, and they don't really know what they're doing, but then they manage to pick it up and they do really well for themselves. So, fantastic. And the last thing that I've watched this week is some tribute videos that were released by Fox,
As in the network that
the
runs
network,
Family Guy, yeah.
who have paid tribute to Adam West. Obviously, if you watch Family Guy and all the rest of it, you'll know that he's the voice of the mayor. If you don't know who he is as well, maybe if you don't know what Family Guy is, he was the first TV Batman.
1960s.
Exactly, and he was phenomenal. Very funny man, very charismatic, and very kind, from what I've heard. Obviously, he was also on Big Bang Theory, so if you're into your American sitcoms, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, they've paid some tribute. Quite a few people have paid some tributes to him recently, actually, and it's really nice because everyone's been very kind about it, and everyone's taken the time to express how they felt about him, and it's lovely because from all everything that you've ever seen him in or heard him voice stuff for or whatever, he just seems like that kind of person where you'd love to be friends with him because he was so good-natured.
He was.
And it was just lovely to watch. It was just lovely to watch these things of people going, these are some of his best moments, but there's also moments that you won't see that he was also great for. So this tribute is for him to celebrate him as a person, not as an actor or anything, not as a performer or a TV personality.
Yeah.
This is him as a person, and this is what he's great for. And it was lovely. It was really, really nice to see, and obviously a very, very talented man. In my mind, gone too soon. So that it was nice to watch.
Nobody messes with Adam Wee.
Nobody messes with Adam Wee.
Yeah.
So yeah, really funny man. Anyway, moving on to something slightly happier. I'm going back towards the gaming stuff, actually.
Yeah.
Guess what I broke out the other day?
I'm going to pretend I haven't seen the running order.
Okay, cool.
What's that, Chris?
The PlayStation 1.
Oh, right, the one that I gave you.
Indeed. And it was fantastic.
It's with my sisters.
Indeed. Well, I'm treating it very well. I gave it a little bit of a clean, a little bit of a tidy
Probably
up.
needed it. Like girl dust.
Ew. No, so I gave it a little tidy up and a little my dad's little Hoover, just to give it a bit of blast of air and stuff. And I kind of whacked out. I thought, right, do I actually have any PlayStation games left?
You got Croc.
I do, but I was thinking,
Croc.
I was like, I could play it, but what ones do I have personally that I owned when I had a PlayStation 1 on my own? So I had a route around, went into the attic, and I was like, oh, there's a box of all my old games and stuff. I wonder if I've got anything there. Lo and behold, what's the first thing on top?
Go on.
Spider-Man 2.
I believe you haven't said it right.
Spooterman 2.
Thank you.
I don't. Where did that come from?
It's a dank.
Spooterman.
It's a dank meme.
Spooterman.
The kids know.
The kids are all down with it. Yeah, and I broke it out, and I thought, do you know what? Obviously, in the kind of pre-release of the new Spider-Man game that will be out, which looks awesome, by the way.
That's a pre-order.
Yeah, most definitely. But I broke it out and I thought, yeah, I'd give it a play. And do you know what? For it's aged really well. Consider all things considered.
It's a PS1 game, and
exactly.
PS1 games tend to look like a janky ass mess.
Exactly, all those octagons. And yeah, it was just
polygons.
Yeah, exactly. And it was just fantastic. It was really, really good to play. It's aged really well. And do you know what? Just as PlayStation 1 games are now becoming retro and stuff, I can appreciate them more now, I think, than I did when I was younger.
Yeah.
So it was nice. It was good to play.
My
Really good
advice
to play.
you is buy PS2 games and Xbox games now before they get stupidly expensive.
Exactly.
The retro games market,
No.
horrendous shit. Expensive.
Yeah, very expensive.
Anyway, yeah. So that's cool. Did you enjoy it?
Yeah, man. It was nice to relive some childhood stuff.
Get us a video, would you, Chris?
Yeah.
Go on, son. Get us a video.
Will do. Yeah, you never know. You might see some of it on the channel, maybe.
Maybe. Hey, it's time to move on to some weird stuff because we've got about, I don't know, 8 minutes left or so. So
Cool.
let's have a look at some of the weirdest stories of the week. A van driver has been fined after he was caught looking at adult sites whilst at the wheel.
Naughty man.
Yeah, sorry, police. Excuse me, I hiccup. Said the driver of a white Ford Transit was pulled over after being seen using his mobile phone. The driver initially failed to stop but was caught after a short pursuit on Friday. The force added, "We didn't seize the evidence." He was given a £250 fine and 6 penalty points on his licence.
Ooh.
They wrote on Twitter, "The van passed the unmarked car on our #read whilst on the phone."
Oh dear.
So, yeah.
That must have been fairly embarrassing for him.
And what were you doing? Well, I was looking at some,
Looking at some naughty pictures.
But yeah, don't right, here's my rant of the week. Right, if you're driving,
Yep.
don't look at your phone. It's simple. Just don't do it. It's not worth the risk. It's not worth your license. It's not worth harming anybody.
It's not worth death.
If you have a passenger, get them to put the porn up and you can listen to it or something. I don't know, that's not good advice, is it?
That's terrible
That's
advice.
terrible advice. Don't do it.
I'm not going to do that for you.
Copilot is there for Spotify.
Exactly.
That's what
Spotify
they're
and
for.
and the other day I found out to feed bubblegum mushrooms to the driver.
Excuse me? Oh, the sweets.
The sweets. yes, the sweets.
I thought that was a euphemism
No.
there. That's even worse
God.
than looking at porn. Speaking of porn and dirty
God.
stuff,
Doing the naughties.
shall I read this in the most serious tone I can?
Please do.
Sex toys are being used to give turtles erections so scientists can save their species. Honest, they're having such trouble working out their gender. They need to stimulate the reptiles to collect accurate data on how many males and females are left. The only problem is that two sexes can look essentially identical, with the male's penis tucked inside the body when he's not aroused. One option is to cut the turtle's genitals and have a look, but this procedure can weaken or cause them to have fatal infections. So researchers came up with a novel solution: to use vibrators on the turtles to find out if anything pokes out when they are stimulated.
Good God.
So yeah, we are...
Why do I always allow you to pick these stories?
I don't know. As I said, if this is stuff that we couldn't
say on
talk
the radio.
about on the radio. So it's like, you know what, I'm going to bring it on here. It leaves me more stuff to talk about on the radio. So yeah, this is how they find out. This is how they sex a turtle.
Fair.
They use a vibrator. That's pretty funny.
That's how I find out if you're a man or not.
Do you know, I was watching this thing earlier, and this isn't on the running order, and this is talking, we're talking about some weird stuff here, so feel free to skip forward a couple of minutes, especially if you're younger. I was watching a documentary The Guardian have put out about sex robots.
Okay.
And what the future holds for that, and the moral dilemma.
Okay.
Of like, well, does it encourage poor treatment of women or objectification? What does it do? Or is it just for those who are lonely? And it's a very interesting documentary. Check it out on the Guardian's website or the Guardian's Facebook page. It's on. Really interesting, and it raises a few big moral questions.
As long as it's not petrol powered, you're probably fine. Sorry, not petrol, diesel. Because that would have been a hell of a lot louder. That was another old advert I saw actually, where they, I don't know if you remember it. It was where all these old diesel engines would be flying around, and they were really, really noisy, and like nature was taking them out one by one, and then all of a sudden, the first kind of diesel hybrid engine from way back in the day, Honda, yeah,
Honda
comes floating over the hill, nice and quiet, and all nature loves it. I was like, creative advert. I like the way they're thinking.
Honda's ads are awesome. Honda actually did the brilliant ad where they had the chain reaction. It's called Chain Reaction. There's a full 4-minute version of it on YouTube. Go find it. It's the one where they get all the parts from the Honda Accord, and it has this amazing chain reaction. See, ads used to be creative.
Yeah, didn't they?
They used to be interesting, creative, fun, and now ads are more just buy this thing.
Pretty
or
much. Selling you buy it. Well, do you know what?
Glamour,
There's another one that just pops to mind. Baking the Skoda.
Oh, yes, when they made the cake.
When they made the Skoda out of all that cake.
I remember that, yes.
And I remember watching going, oh, what a waste of cake. Because I can't drive.
I think they ate it, didn't they?
No, they weren't allowed to because it had been there for so long. It would have been a health and safety hazard if they had done.
Ugh.
Not a good idea.
Who decided to build a Skoda out of cake? That's all I know. Goes, hang on, ad agency. Sorry. Okay, so we're going to make a Skoda out of a cake.
Yeah, okay.
Sure, why not? Was it for the Fabia?
I thought we were doing a bit where you were like, so I've got this idea, we're going to make a cake, and I was going to go, okay, tell me more, and let you rattle off.
All right, let's do it. Okay, so let me start again. I've got this idea. Okay, we're going to make a Skoda Fabia out of cake.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm with you. Tell me some more.
I'll tell you, cake, cars go together so well, we all know.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I feel it.
How well they go together. So, let's do it out of cake. Why not? People will then think it's delicious. They'll go to eat it and go, oh no, it's a car. I can drive and go and get a cake. Huh?
I'm sold. Let's put it out into production now.
What's the budget? 20 million, 2 million, 8 million, 9? What's the budget?
Budget 50p.
50p. We can get a cake for that. Just one cupcake with a Skoda just cut into the shape of the fake shape of a Fabia. So that's how that meeting would have gone.
Yeah, I imagine that's how it would have gone.
I'm stereotyping ad people. I don't work in sales.
Yeah, obviously.
So I'm not sure if that's true or not. I think it was very clever.
Definitely.
Ad people are very clever. And this is the thing. You're right. Ads used to be an event.
They did.
They're not anymore.
They're not.
That's
and it's sad
shame.
because they used to be really funny, and it actually, do you know what? They worked better because I actually want to go and buy stuff. Now these days I'm like, oh, bugger off. I don't care. I don't care if that perfume makes you smell so wonderful that you're akin to an Olympian god, you goit.
Like a
piss off.
Pear.
Like a pear.
Check out, if you like that kind of advert, check out the old Renault Clio adverts.
Yes.
They did a couple that were for... Like it was a story, like a romance story going on. The Kenco coffee ads, they're funny as well. There's a couple of those good ones.
Another one would be the old Stella Artois adverts, because it used to be they did a lot that were kind of World War I or World War II themed, and there's one where obviously pilot's been shot down, he manages to crawl into a pub, collapses, and they're like, oh quick, hide him, and the barkeep sees his goggles, runs over to kick him out of the way because he hears the enemy coming, and they come through the door and they start searching the place. Obviously, they've hidden this pilot, and it then flits between the barman looking at the pint of Stella that was still being poured, and it's going up slowly, and he's then looking at where the bloke's hidden, then looking at the captain of the guard from the other, from the Nazis, and then looking back at the Stella. It's almost, and he just goes, there, he's over there, the pilot's over there, and so they go and grab the pilot, and he stops the pint, and it comes up with, and then the slogan at the bottom at the time was, Stella Artois, reassuringly expensive. It just really made me laugh. That's
pretty good.
That's pretty funny. I'll have to show you some later because they're really funny.
There are some good old ads out there.
100%.
There's the Ads Hall of Fame from Radar, and they do really good radio ads.
They're
really funny radio
Might
ads.
have to give them a
There's a
listen.
lot of them. And they're all good. The Hall of Fame is all good.
Do you know what time of week it is?
It's a Thursday.
Oh, you're a funny man. I mean, what time of the episode it is?
It's your turn.
It is my turn.
Okay. Okay.
You need to give me a second.
All right.
Because you do this every week.
You remembered, not me. I'm going to give you 10 seconds. And it starts 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2.
Doomfist and Spider-Man do esports using Adobe CC.
And Spider-Man do esports. That doesn't make any sense.
Mate, none of our episode titles make any sense.
Why are they all so long as well?
I don't know. I think it's because it'll be fine if I
could have
could.
just gone with like Spooterman or
To
something.
be fair, I was debating just going Doom Fisting. To be honest with you,
Yeah, because that's
and
actually
it's on the running order. And I was just like, I could just go with that, but I've decided no. I like to make your life slightly difficult while editing.
So there we go. That's the stupid name of this podcast. For more, go to
Actually, do you know what? Can I change mine? Can I change the title?
Go on.
Okay, ready for this?
Yeah.
Just want to nice and simple. Doom Fisting Spider-Man.
I'm writing it down. It's
Cool.
happening. Can we have a Doom Fisting Spooterman?
Yes. I think that's much better.
This is more like a collaborative one.
It is
week.
this one, yeah.
Spooterman. Okay, so Doomfisting Spooterman. That's the name of the episode.
Indeed it is.
Thank you so much for joining us this week. If you want to check more of our stuff out and the archive of the show, visit the YouTube channel, Curious Crow Productions. So go check that out. There's all of our stuff up there. Go on.
We do also have our Facebook page. If you just type in Curious Crow Productions, we pop up, and I'm currently running the page. More so, just because I've got more. No, it's because basically at the moment, for anyone who's interested, it's just because I've got more time on my hands than I know what to do with. So that'll be the reason why.
And also, there's the Insta.
The Instagrams.
The Instafams.
Indeed.
What were we on Instagram? Curious Crow.
Curious Crow Productions, I think.
Nice one. So that's it from us. We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye-bye now.